Well, good evening. It is 11:25 p.m. here, but I hope it's still evening for us, okay? And for information, guys, it's the third time for me to try giving my thought or giving my um, how to say giving my words about auxiliaries because I had tried twice before, but I failed. Okay, let me try. Okay, let me try to tell you the conclusion about auxiliaries. But it is based on my knowledge, based on what I know about it. Okay, and if you want to make a correction to me, I'm open for that. Okay, so auxiliary, as I know, auxiliary came from Latin. It was auxilium, which means help. So in English, auxiliary means helper. Because sometimes I heard about auxiliary kitchen, auxiliary, um, what you say, hotel. I've ever read that sentence. I thought, what what does it mean? But in fact, auxiliary kitchen means like the tools or things that can help you to make you easy at the kitchen. So, yeah, I didn't know that. Well, auxiliary, the definition of auxiliary means um, auxiliary is a short verb. It's a short verb that is combined by another verb, and their combination become a perfect verb. Okay, so the perfect verb can be placed in the predicate in a sentence. Yeah, as we know that a sentence should be having a subject, predicate, and an object, right? So predicate can be consisting of what is auxiliary and also a verb, because sometimes auxiliary um, can be, how to say, determine or can make the main verb become clear. Okay, that's the auxiliary verb. And auxiliary verb usually placed in the beginning of the main verb. I mean, auxiliary verb placed before the main verb. For example, uh, the auxiliary is am and the verb is drive. So, oh yeah, I have to tell you that when you want to put auxiliary before a verb, you have to add ing form after the verb. I mean, in the last of the verb. For example, I and drive, and you want to put am between them. I mean, the auxiliary between them. So, I am driving. Drive become driving, use become using, swim become swimming, and so on. Okay, and auxiliary verb shows something to us. Auxiliary verb shows about tense, which is present or past tense, and auxiliary verb shows us about a singular or a plural for the pronoun. Okay, and auxiliary verb sometimes it is used in the negative sentence and also in the question sentence. Okay, that's the definition. And there are some types of auxiliaries. They are be auxiliaries, have auxiliaries, and also do auxiliaries. For the first one, it is be auxiliaries. Be auxiliaries consist of is, am, are, were, was, been, and being. So, as I mentioned before, be auxiliary can shows us about the tense, right? Which is whether it is present or past tense. So in this case, when you want to put the auxiliary in present, you can use is mr. In the past tense, you can use was were, and uh, sometimes in the future we use been or being. Okay, in the present, for example, I swim. So when you want to put auxiliaries there, it will be I am swimming, or she swims. But when you want to put auxiliary there, so she is swimming, and so on. And for the past form, you can use was and were, and it is like you tell someone, or you tell the listener that you were doing something when something happened in the past. For example, I was eating when my mom came over, sorry. Or I was playing game when you knocked my room, and yeah, and so on. So for been and being, you can use it on in the future. For example, uh, we will be, yes. Oh, sorry. Sometimes been and being used in the passive voice, like I was being pushed by another people, or I am being rejected by the teacher, and something like that. If you want to add the definition or example, or maybe I do mistake on it, please tell me, okay? So we jump to have auxiliaries. Have auxiliaries consist of had, has, and also have. We use have and has for the present tense, and had for the past tense. Okay, and we use them actually in the perfect form, like present perfect and also past perfect. For example, have, they have lived in that home since Jenny graduating from that university. Or for had, when I was in the high school, we had lived there. It means we are not living in that place anymore for now. Yeah, something like that. And for do auxiliaries, we can use it in the negative sentence and also in the question. For example, in the positive sentence, we say we go to Bali. But in the negative sentence, we can say we don't. Don't here base came from do and not. So do not. Don't go to Bali. Or in interrogative sentence or question sentence, like do we go to Bali? And so on. So yes, I think those are my explanation about auxiliaries. I need your correction, and thank you for listening me. Good night.